Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. A beautiful view outside right now. This is a live look from outside Denver's Civic Center Park. And whew, it's a hot one. You want to grab the sunscreen and be ready because the warmer weather is here. A very welcome change as we get that summer weather almost, right?
Absolutely. And I had an interesting conversation with one of my kids yesterday, and I was just telling him, listen, you got to put the sunscreen on today.
Yeah.
The sun's as strong as it gets. And we're not in the monsoon season where we get a lot of clouds around in the afternoon, so it's just like baking you all day long, right?
That makes sense. Why I got sunburnt the other day.
Yeah. Well, then he argued with me. He goes, well, how come then it's warmer in July and August? I said, because the atmosphere trails the sun. I mean, just be careful with it. It'll burn you real fast.
Ask a scientist. He knows the details.
Well, we got a little toasty, little torch yesterday in some cases, so I'm trying to save you some of that grief. But it is, you know, kind of nice to get some summery weather finally. Right now we're in the 50s and 60s along the Front Range. The only place that's a little bit cooler is Lyman, but that's not unusual. They're 47 right now. And then as you head up into the mountains, of course, it gets colder. And one of the reasons for that is the drier air. And we do still have some pretty dry air in place, even though we're talking about a chance for some showers and thunderstorms today. But the showers and thunderstorms that develop today will be doing so on some moisture that's kind of high in the atmosphere. It's still pretty dry underneath. So we could get some pretty gusty wind with the showers and storms that develop over the mountains, some brief rainfall, quite a bit of lightning and thunder. But notice through 4 o'clock, most of this is up across the Continental Divide, not so much over our local mountain areas or the I-25 corridor. So for most of the day today, we're going to remain dry and very warm. High temperatures should reach the 80s and 90s in eastern Colorado pretty easily this afternoon. We'll expect 70s and 80s over the mountains and mountain valleys. I think around the Pikes Peak region, mid to upper 80s should do it for most of Colorado Springs. The southern parts of El Paso County, Fountain and Hanover will probably manage to reach the lower 90s. We'll stay in the 70s in most of Teller County. McCaskade should be in the lower 80s, I think, this afternoon. We'll probably have mid 50s around Pikes Peak. Looking for 90-ish and above from Canyon City eastward along the Arkansas River today with 80s nearer to the mountains south and west of Pueblo. We'll expect upper 70s today for Westcliff. And as we move into the evening hours, I can't entirely rule out a brief shower or maybe even a crack of thunder. As you'll see, FUTURECAST tries to show some of this activity, making it a little bit closer to the interstate. And so maybe even in Colorado Springs that could happen. But even if you don't get rain, just to have some clouds around and maybe some cooling wind will help to take the edge off the heat a little bit later on today. I don't think the chances of this stuff getting very far to the east are good, so I wouldn't worry about any showers today in Pueblo. But notice we keep some showers going up here across the mountain areas well into the night tonight with, again, some of this mid and kind of upper level moisture and a weak little wave up there. Along the Front Range, we'll probably stay partly cloudy tonight. I don't think we'll have to worry about any rain, and this should be a pretty comfortable night with temperatures once again falling back into the 50s to lower 60s eventually, so you'll be able to open the windows up and hopefully cool your house down a little bit after it cooks here during the day today. Look for upper 30s in Leadville for lows, but generally speaking, we'll have 40s to lower 50s over the mountain valleys and some of our local mountain communities as well. Again, sun up there is nice and bright this morning. We have very little cloud cover out there. Just be prepared for it. Don't get yourself burnt too badly today if you're out and about. We'll have a much better chance, by the way, for some showers and thunderstorms around tomorrow. The rest of next week's looking pretty summery and mostly dry, and we'll talk about that in our extended forecast coming up soon. Kershaw, back to you.